Oh, okay, it's recording already. So I got out of my appointment. It's kind of strange. Let me put this on top of the phone so it doesn't overheat. So I got out of my appointment here, and um, well, um, looks okay. So I'm just waiting for this, and now I just got to. After I get this taken care of, it's going to take a little bit more time, and then I have one more hurdle to jump over, and then it's Miller time. I have not had any mind-altering substance for a while, and so I still got one more hurdle I got to jump through, and so I was telling the people here how when I was working for this one place back in it's been like 20 years. How this one person had told me something. Now I remember what it is. I couldn't remember. It's the X-Files. And so let me just back up a little bit here and go over by this place here. The sun's, it's hot today. There's a people I used to work with this guy when we were younger. I was sitting there over there underneath the tree. Yeah, when we were younger, we all used to work together. But so you can see here, there's not much going on. Today is. I need to have my seatbelt on. Today is Tuesday. I have a Zoom meeting and later on today. But yeah, a long time ago, this one person he was telling me that, the X-Files, look, the car's still here. Now he's plugged in. I don't know why he's plugged in if the damn machine isn't even working. You see here. Oh, no. Yeah. Machine's not even working. What the hell does he plug in for? See that little red light up there? But yeah, that car's been here all week. And so they're supposed to put some signs up here. They need to put some signs. 1 hour limit so it's a chance to charge their car. But anyway, this one guy, he was telling me that to watch the X-Files, which I never watched them. But back at this time, the X-Files, that was like the biggest thing on TV. And that was strange because I've told you this story before. I should just wait till I get out there and charge the car a little bit. I've been thinking about this system, and it turns out it's more complicated than I had originally thought, because I don't want to build the level 1 charger. It's a waste of time. And I mean, for maybe some people it'd be okay, but it's just a waste of time. And so I'm gonna have to build something more powerful. And because of this new discovery that I've made, I'm starting to realize how many people are into this stuff and how big it is. And so it's just like your junkyards and your used car people. You know how people who sell auto parts are crappy. They got a bad attitude. They don't behave like decent. They just Like, oh, take that, or just a real shitty, ignorant, you know. It's like it runs on people who behave a certain way, I guess. But I've dealt with it before, you know, auto parts where you have to go to the wrecking yards and stuff. It's just they have a certain attitude. Somebody's cooking lunch, and well, maybe this will be different, but that's basically what it's turning into, because you have so many. Oh, you have so fresh organic grapefruit right off the tree. I got a pomelo at home, so I just didn't want to eat it all last night. I wanted to save it, and so you have so many of these solar panels, and they're, you know, the panels are cheap now because the technology. There's some more organic grapefruit. Look at that. What side are you? There we go. Okay. Hi, people in the comments. So I'm just going through Avenel because the free charger that's supposed to be for low-income people in low-income communities that costs $70,000 is freaking neglected, and it does not work. So they spent $70,000 on the unit, and 5 years later it's not working, and they're not even getting it. They haven't even had the batteries checked on it. And so that's freaking gross negligence of whoever bought the damn thing in the first place. And I mean, if you don't want it, if you're just going to let them sit out there and rot, let me have it. Let me have it. I'll have somebody tow it out. I'll call the company and have them pick it up, because it's easy to pick it up. They have a little trailer, it just lifts right up. You know, let me have it. I'll give you $500 for it, and I'll call the company and tell them to take it out and set it down on my property out there in the country where I can charge my car off this 5,000 watt unit. I'll repair it myself. It's not doing no good just sitting there rotting. They got another one over in Kalinga doing the same damn thing, but that one's a little bit more uglier. This one's more nice. Well, it should be nice since it costs $70,000. But yeah. So anyhow, yeah, that one person, he had told me, I mean, just out of the blue, he told me, watch the X-Files. We're telling you who we are on the X-Files. And then he told me, if you ever go to get your eyes checked, he said, tell them to check on the bottom of your eye. So I was like, what, did these people, did I get abducted? Right? And they put an implant or something? But what's so weird about this is that when I was working for this company, I mean working for this place, I'm not going to tell you what the place was. I don't want to clue people off. I think I was like 40 years old. I was working for Del Monte in Hanford, seasonal, doing the tomato harvest. And when I walked into this room, let me tell you what happened when I walked into the room, because it's kind of unusual if you stop and think about it. And not only that, but the dude, the head honcho that was in there, I think I saw him yesterday. I saw his car. It was on that video I was recording. Just a minute. I'll tell you the story here in a minute. Let me get out here and charge this car, put some charge in it, because I don't want my utility bill to be a big old surprise, right? So I'd rather pay $2 right now. Yeah, so the system I'm planning on building is not as powerful as this, but it's pretty damn powerful. And I think I know how it needs to be built. Because this one will give you plenty of miles in an hour, right? And so it's a lot of power, but the system is not going to be as safe. But you know what? This is for me, not for anybody else. The safe one, I'm probably not going to be building it. That was just the easiest one to build. But anyhow, back to the story. So at this time, I'd gotten my new car. I was in a program and I was staying clean and sober for years. I mean, years I was staying clean and sober. And so I had bought a new car, you know, and I worked my butt off for that car, really. But so I had a new car, so I was traveling far to get to this place to work. I had started a different career, and from truck driving, I started doing this kind of like a blue collar type work, and let me check my signal. Good, getting a little overcast. Signal must be good, but let me double check. Okay. There's that guy I was telling you about. MENKHEPERRA. The thing about it is MENKHEPERRA. Okay. It's still on there because I was watching it. So you see he's dressed up like a Egyptian. That's kind of stuff he's into. So he studies all this stuff. So he's telling you, he's giving you a point of view that nobody else is giving you this point of view, because nobody else gives a shit about it, right? Certain people are interested in certain things, and this is the stuff that he's interested in. So that's why I said you ought to check it out, because it's making a lot of sense. A lot of sense. It made me, what I was thinking, I'm like, these mofos they're doing this. I'm just like this. And then I heard him talking, and it's just like, exactly what I thought is what they're doing. So this is getting interesting. But anyhow, let me finish telling you about the story. I'm just checking my signal first. Only 2 people in here. Whoopee. That's better than before. Before there was no people. So, give a shout out to the people leaving comments. Just 2 or 3. So, I started,
How did you realize that?
I took this class, and the class was weird. There was only 9 of us in the class, about 9. And, well, they had got me into it because they were like, when I went there to check the school out, they were like, okay, let's go for a walk. And we walked around. I said, this is great. Get out, we get exercise, walk around, this nice neighborhood, lots of trees, birds are singing. I said, this is nice. And we only did that.
Wrong. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that.
There's Two cuties. So, one looks kind of like a tomboy. But, so we only did that one time. and, and the rest of the time was just studying. And this is where I actually got that one book that tells you that statistic that I told you. It's the mind is very powerful. and well, we don't know how to use it, just like people who do witchcraft, right? They don't know what they're doing, and backfires on their ass. and and so um so I'd gotten into this different line of work, and I had my new car, so I was traveling, which was kind of stupid. And well, there's a lot of things I did that were kind of stupid. But so the first day I get there, I walk into the place and I'm just like, man, I was just like stone frozen. And there was a whole bunch of people in there that I worked with. There was probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There was like 9 people. I think I could count them later, but there was like 9 people in this small place. We were all in there, right, rubbing elbows and bumping booties, listening to the radio, and so I was like stone frozen, like, what the F is this, right? And then everything was cool. It started working, and then I find out that there was this book written, and the main character's name, and you can check this out online. There's two books. The main character's name was Barney. How weird is that? Just like on Weird Science, right? The main character's name was Barney. But, and that was, what's his name? The dude who used to play Chachi. I used to hang around with this guy that looked exactly like him. Now look at him. I think he's living in Florida. But, anywho, our political views are completely opposite. And, anyhow, so there was this book written, and it's called Parasite, which is weird because my handle is called Parasite, right? My YouTube handle. But the name of the book was called Parasite Pig, or Parasite Pigs. And it's about extraterrestrials. And so there was that book, and then there was the sequel to it, I guess. It was called Interstellar Pig, or Interstellar Pigs. I don't remember if it's plural or single. And it's crazy. But it was kind of like that. Like what that book was writing about. My experience there with these people, and to this day, I suspect many of them may have been extraterrestrials. Maybe not. Why would this guy come up and tell me, when they check your eyes, have him look on the bottom of your eye? Just out of the blue. And then he is telling me that He's like, we were walking. He's like, if you watch the X-Files, that will tell you what we're about, what we're like. We do this with it, just out of the blue. I mean, when we're, at the end of the day, when you come out of the buildings and you're walking all the way back to your to the office to get out towards the parking lot. We did this every day, and that's when he told me that. And so that's kind of weird. And I was telling this person right now, but I couldn't remember the name of the program. It was the X-Files. I don't know if people still watch them or not. I've never watched them, so I don't know what they're about. I stopped watching TV by then. At this time, that's when I stopped watching TV. And I had one little TV because I was going to college. I went back to college, and I had one little TV. I don't even remember if it was black and white or color. It was a little 9 or 12-inch TV, and I'd watch Beverly Hillbillies, Green Acres, and Andy Griffith. And that was it during, in the morning. And then I started having a bunch of crazy freaking issues with the management there, and ended up moving out of there. But yeah. So I woke up in the morning, and I'm trying to think how I'm going to build this system so that I don't have to sit here and wait, right? I could be charging this at home right now, but it's a little bit more expensive and complicated than I originally thought, because I started looking for surplus government stuff, because they have millions of these things. They have millions of solar panels and old inverters that they're replacing. So where's it all going? Where's all the surplus? Look on Facebook. Everybody's selling it. Everybody's got pallets of a hundred of these solar panels, because they're already going in there and buying them and reselling them, right? And so might as well just buy it brand new, because who wants to deal with these clowns, right? And so the inverter that I was looking at was $259. Can forget about that. The new inverters that I'm looking at now are like $500. So $500 for the inverter, $500 for the solar panels, and so that boosted up the price. Trying to figure out where I can get this stuff for free. And then it's easier to build if you bring up the voltage. But when you bring up the voltage, now it's dangerous. Easy for you to build, but it's dangerous. So I was about to order the battery pack this morning, and that way I have the battery pack, then I'll order the inverter, and once I've got that, I could charge my car, because there's one for $4.99, and these are for golf carts. Okay, these are golf cart battery packs. It's basically 12 it's 4 12-volt batteries. This is what golf carts run on. And so I can get the pack and the battery charger for it for $500, and I can get it on credit. So I'd only be paying like, I don't know, $50 or $100 a month. I don't know how it works out. You know, that Credit Karma and what's that other one? Affirm. I've got one more payment on for $36 for my heater before I want to get anything else. But yeah, I was almost about to order it, but I'm like, wait a minute, this is stupid. That little freaking battery is not going to charge this whole freaking battery pack, right? So I guess the key is to get a battery pack, especially on these cars, right? You got 2011, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. I think they all use the same battery pack. And or at least up to 17. And then it changed in 18 and 19, and then 20, you know, they've got self-driving, so who knows, we'll figure that out later. But for right now, all the way up to 2017, they all use the same battery pack. And there's a lot of people selling parts for them. A lot of people are getting into it now, right? They're starting businesses off this. Well, right now there's one of these, and it's got just as much mileage on it as this one does, which isn't too much, you know. And you could go get that car and just drop the whole battery pack out of it, and you can use that battery pack to charge. Because if you were to try and buy these brand new batteries that hold the same capacity of these things, you're talking $10,000 for a 50 kilowatt battery pack that you can pick up for $900 when, you know, something happens to the car, it gets freaking totaled or something, and nobody wants it. You can pick it up for $900. The amount of battery storage in that $900 car is thousands and thousands of dollars, $5,000 to $10,000 worth of battery storage. So why not just take the pack? You got to use a forklift to move it, right? It's 600 pounds. Take the battery pack and use that as your storage in place of a power wall. So if you have one of these, you just grab one of those, right? You charge up the power pack with the solar panels. Then when you get home, plug it in. It takes that energy that's in that power pack, which is 50 kilowatt hour. That's 10 times more than one of these packs I want to get for $500. 10 times 500. That's like what? 10 times 500, 2 times 500 is 1,000. So it's 5,000. $5,000 for what you would get for, you know, 1,000. And that's just off the battery pack. You can put the rest of the car up for sale. Parts. You got a radio, you've got tires, wheels, you know, a lot of things. You know who's concerned about this? The junkyards. They don't like you selling parts. Like I put my other car up for sale, right? I was about to freaking just get rid of it because it wouldn't even start. But it finally started, so I changed my mind. Even though I think it still is up for sale right now. I put my car up for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Everybody started asking me, what this part. Dude, this must be the most freaking most popular business there is. People are freaking scrambling for parts. Your inbox gets flooded with people looking for parts. So who do you think's concerned with that? The junkyards. They're freaking raking in the cash. A long time ago, this one dude told me, he says, this is a money maker. How did he know? It is a money maker. That auto parts stuff is a money maker. But anywho, so I'm going to turn this off and sit here and think about a few things, and then probably go back on live. But yeah, so it's looking good, and I've only got one more hurdle to jump through, and if things go right, if things continue to go right, I don't know, building this charging system, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen soon. There are programs right now for you to build your solar panels, but I think what I'm going to do is I've got this. I just got to get this one little adapter. I'm just going to charge it off PG&E. Right? Like instead of sitting here charging, I just charge it at home. This is a level 2 charger. I can charge at this speed at home. Just plug into PG&E. Because the system, to build the system is going to be, you know, $1,000 or $2,000, and I just don't have the money right now. Maybe next year I could build a little level 1, but why? It's too much trouble to plug the crap in. It's just a menace to be plugging it in and unplugging it. It's not practical. For most people, it's not practical. You need one of these, level 2. And so yeah, so if things continue to go good, I guess it's not in the cards. It's not in the cards for me to build this system right now. I don't have the money for it. Right? And so if people would donate the stuff to me, then I could build it. Because you know they've got tons of the stuff. They've got tons of inverters. They've got tons of battery storage. They got tons of the solar panels. Right now I can afford, well, if something like by miracle I'm actually able to afford it, then it'll be a different story. But right now, the way I see it, the way it looks like it's going, we'll have to wait and see. But as far as what's going on right now with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, I think it would behoove me to take the college course that they're offering at Berkeley, and maybe I can move to FRESNO, but yeah, because if things were to go good, if I could make a lot of money and move and have myself an office and start, you know, being more physically active instead of living such a sedentary lifestyle, I have to change this fast. But I need to come up on my financial. And so two things I want to talk about: Bitcoin and what's going on with big cheese. Okay? And so I'll maybe talk to you about this later, but let me just talk about Bitcoin. Okay. Um, well, before I say anything, there's a store that I just found out about, and they're selling some products. Actually, the raw milk supposedly is available in Fresno. I did not know this. Apparently, they're saying that you might be able to get it at Whole Foods store. The brand is called Strauss, and you can get ice cream that's real ice cream, and yogurt that's real yogurt that's good for you, not the fake bullcrap they got on the shelves at the department stores that are absolutely freaking poison. They're putting NutraSweet in the shit. Okay, so I found out that you can get the Strauss products, the raw milk. Raw milk, this is like a godsend because, you got to have your milk. You got to have your calcium and your vitamin D. But the way that they've been processing it, it freaking jacks you up, according to some people. Why do you think people are drinking raw milk? And it ain't cheap neither. And before, you would have to go to Pennsylvania or Montana to get some. Now it's right here in Fresno. It's just nobody knows about it. The brand is called Strauss, and it's supposedly supposed to be at Whole Foods. I haven't been able to go over there and check it out. Okay? This is my next endeavor. I just found out about this last night because I just found out 2 or 3 days ago, that the cheese is being freaking, they're putting shit in there from Big Pharma, which they are calling enzymes. And it's a laboratory created garbage from Big Pharma in their laboratories, and they're calling it enzymes. The FDA is letting them get away with this crap. So on my search for organic cheese, type this into your Google search engine. Organic cheese. Because 80 to 90% of it has this freaking pharmaceutical, Big Pharma, laboratory created garbage in your cheese. 80 to 90% of it across the nation. Because I went in searching for this, I was astounded when I found out. Because I was reading the ingredients, I'm like, we're good, right? And I found out that there's a farm here. I haven't checked this out. This is all just stuff I've seen. I don't know if they're going to do a bait and switch. You're talking a lot of money. Millions, and these people make $6,000 an hour. Okay? And it's either 6,000 an hour or 6,000 a day. I don't remember. But so there's a farm right here in Fresno, just right out of city limits. It's called Raw Farm, and they're making all these products that Strauss is making. Strauss is in Petaluma County, where all the multi-billionaires are. They also sell good donuts there, and I'll bet you they sell good pizza too. Right? I have to search. And so there's this store, and it's called, I've never seen it. It's called Sprouts. Apparently it's a grocery store called Sprouts. And that's where they have this farm that's in Fresno. And they're selling organic cheese, organic milk, organic butter, all organic dairy products with no GHB in it. And So this is remarkable. If I was in Fresno, I'd go check it out. And they do a lot of tricks. The established business, the way that it's been set up, that's for profits. They don't care about your health. And and so they get us to talk about this stuff, different things. When really what's going on right now is you should be watching your government, because they're about to drop the big one and nobody's paying attention to it. That's why I said go watch that guy. MENKHEPERRA. MENKHEPERRA. And but in the meantime, in between time, go get some of this stuff. And if it's good, go tell it on the mountain. And if it's bad, tell us. Let us know what's going on. When I get a chance to get over there, I'll check out the products. But they've got chocolate mint ice cream that I want to go try. Chocolate mint ice cream. It's not cheap, but it's not the stuff that's garbaged with crap in it. And so it's at Sprouts. It's on Clovis Avenue, 241 South Clovis Avenue. And the cross street is, I think it's over by Belmont and Clovis. And so there's two of them. One is from Petaluma, Sonoma County, which is basically right across the bay from San Francisco, the Bay Area, Silicon Valley. And the other one is right here in Fresno. The one up there in Petaluma is called Strauss Family Creamery. And the one here in Fresno, which I looked on the map, and all I seen is an empty field. So I don't know if somebody's trying to pull a fast one, and I don't know if these people are going to do a bait and switch. Okay, because you've got these big companies like Kraft, Nestle, Nabisco, all these people, they know what's going on. So they come in here and they're a wolf in sheep's clothing, and they'll buy these businesses out, and they'll keep the product, and then they'll do something to it, make it taste horrible, or do something to it so that the company just goes away and nobody ever hears, and they keep making their poison shit so that they can rake the money in on you later in life when you develop all these different things, the H word, the D word, and the O word. It's a hustle between the two largest industries in the United States. It's a straight freaking hustle. They're selling you the shit to eat, poison shit, and then they rake in the cash. These are the two largest industries. They're in bed together. It's a hustle. And so this is amazing. If you are in Fresno, go to Sprouts and go to Whole Foods and see if they have raw milk from Strauss. The company's called Strauss, Straus. And the second company, which is in Fresno, it's called Raw Farms. Two of them. I can't get to Fresno, so I can't check it out. I just found out this stuff last night because I was searching for cheese, because I just found out that the cheese that they freaking pulled a bozo move on us big time. Laboratory created garbage being labeled as enzymes. Laboratories created by Big Pharma. And these are from, if you do the research on them, you'll see that the roots are back from Adolf Hitler. This was his bread and butter company. Back then it was called IG Farben Chemical Company, which became IG Farben Pharmaceutical Company. And so, you know, as far as the flour, they need to ban the shit. 90% of the flour that's on the market that's being put in your pizza, it's being put in your pizza dough. And not only that, then they actually add potassium bromate, which is absolutely banned in the European nation, banned in Peru, banned in Brazil, and banned in China. This is what they put in the donuts, okay, and in the pizza dough, potassium bromate, as if the enriched flour was not bad enough. And in the tortillas, it's called harina enriquecida. It's absolutely freaking trash, and it's destroying the health of us. And so they need to ban it, because it's too much of a temptation for these devils to still put it in their product and then take the product and put it in a package that says organic, because nobody's checking them. So now they want to put even more garbage in the food. So just buy the organic, and tell your baker, tell the people baking the bread, tell Walmart to stop using this shit in the bakery. Oh, happy day when they take that freaking flour, call the freaking garbage trucks, the city garbage trucks, and send it down into a freaking landfill, or have it incinerated. Okay? All they have to do is take that shit, throw it away, and put in some King Arthur organic flour. And why do you think they're not doing it? You think it's because it costs $2 more? I don't think so. They're not talking about $2. They're talking about hundreds of $1,000s they're going to rake in off freaking Medi-Cal off your ass later on, when they funnel the money out of the taxpayers' money and funnel it into their pockets. They don't care about no freaking $2 right now. They got patience to rake the money in on your ass later on. And it's like they treating the people like a freaking rodent. Because when you walk through the aisle in your grocery store and you walk through the marshmallow section, these are not marshmallows. They've been chemically scented to smell like marshmallows. So your body knows that marshmallows are good for it. Marshmallow is a root. And so when you walk through there, like, damn, that smells good. So you get some marshmallows. It's just like a rodent. When they take the bait and they make it smell like peanut butter, the rodent goes by, peanut butter. It's not peanut butter. It's freaking bait. This is what the marshmallows are. They don't have any marshmallow in it. They have chemicals. Chemical bullshit. High fructose corn syrup, read the ingredients. Because they know that marshmallow root is good for you. So, if you want to see what real marshmallows are, do a YouTube search and watch the Amish girl make them. Do a YouTube search for homemade marshmallows. And they're not hard to make. They're easy to make. Marshmallow root is used in Hulda Clark's protocol for a kidney cleanse. You use marshmallow root and gravel root and goldenrod tincture. And so, but yeah, so they're doing all this other stuff. Meanwhile, they're feeding us all this crap. So if you live here in the valley and you get up to Fresno, remember the store is called Sprouts. It's on I think it's 241 South Clovis Avenue. I think it's over by Belmont, in between Belmont and, I have to find out exactly. But they're selling it there, and supposedly at Whole Foods, they're selling Strauss dairy products. This is what the multi-billionaires are getting up there in the Bay Area. Raw milk, which they used to would put you in prison here in California if you tried to sell it here in California. They would take somebody to court. They were selling it down in Ventura County like 2 years ago. Now, just out of the blue, there's like 8 different companies selling it here in California, but it's on the down low, so you have to go in and look for it. Do a web search. Just do a web search for organic cheese, and that'll bring up all kinds of stuff. But it is an absolute miracle they're selling it here in Fresno. But like I said, keep an eye on these people, because they could do a bait and switch. These multi-billion-dollar mega corporations, multinational corporations, can buy their whole company out at the drop of a hat and get in there, and they are the freaking wolf in sheep's clothing, and then they're going to sabotage the product by making it either taste bad or do something to sabotage the product. That's how they roll. Okay? So I haven't actually got a chance to try the product, but I'm telling you, the tortillas straight bullshit. Okay? I know those tortillas are freaking bullshit. Who's checking them? Okay. Thanks for tuning in. Signing out from the school here in Avenel, California. We got some students walking around, and I just wanted to come in here and put a little bit of stuff in here, and I'm going to go ahead and take off and maybe start a live stream a little bit later. Thank you for leaving some comments, and I'll be promoting that MENKHEPERRA on here, because I think this is absolutely important. I agree, this is the main thing they're hiding from the people. They're talking about everything else under the sun. This is the main thing. The second to the main thing is what I've been telling you. This is what's going on with these Satanists who are running the government. It's coming out now. They're absolutely Satanist. They're listening now. Everything that they've been saying. Before it seemed like the dude is freaking crazy, and now the people are finding out these freaking people are eating babies. Okay? So thanks for tuning in, and talk to you later.